Ryan.
What's going on, everybody? This is Jacob Shoup. You're watching TFNN. Yeah, what an amazing reversal. They're calling it the art of the deal. I don't know, man. I mean, what am I supposed to say at this point, right? Analysis-wise, this is the most insane thing that I think any of us, have lived through in, regards to the market. You have the SPY trading up 7.61% at 534. I mean, just look at this insane volume. Look at this volume. What is it, like 15 minutes before the announcement? Yeah, and then just this massive rally to the upside. Big volume. You had no volume the entire day. You have basically right now some near-term resistance at 540 roughly, and we've been bouncing in between 530 and 540. Is Trump still speaking? Jeez. Raul, if you hear anything, let me know. Composite trading up 9.47% at 16,714. I got to give props to Fletch in the den. Called that headline immediately. You would have caught some massive upside if you decided to buy there. Dow Jones Industrial, there you go. Dow 40K, man. Up 6.47% with the Russell roaring 7.11%. You have your dollar strengthening, crude oil rallying to the upside. Should have taken that crude gush. I did get a little bit in, but kind of sold out because I am still nervous about this, to be honest with you. This is a 90-day pause in the tariffs, which is fine. I think the Chinese ones still apply. I'm not sure if it's entirely clear who gets the 10% because he said for all countries that didn't retaliate, and I'm pretty sure Europe and Japan retaliated, but it's not clear. Now, of course, this 10% for all countries that came to the negotiating table is good, but still higher than what they were prior. Yeah, I just think it's not clear. Does Europe get slapped with a higher tariff? Does Japan? There's this whole headline that Goldman Sachs rescinded its initial update on recessions due to the tariffs, but they still have their 45% in place and a GDP growth of 0.5%. 10-year yields are coming down. You're at 4.37% right now after being 4.5, I think, in futures. The bid, I think, was really low, but the auction on the 10-year, the yield was much lower than anticipated, which is nice, of course, right? Yeah, successful bond auction. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, 30-year hit 5.02. Bid cover ratio for the auction, 39 billion in 10-year treasuries was 2.67, much higher than the previous 10-year auction. Okay, so that's good. So that's strong demand. Foreign investors still holding. Jeez, man, I don't know. I mean, seriously, props to anyone who kept buying calls, and I can't even imagine what the heck these premiums are right now. What does that have to go to? 540? Oh, it's 0 dates. That's why. I don't know. Let's just see tomorrow. What does this need to be at? I mean, you can definitely hit that if this rally continues. What I will say is I think that is like a big if. And listen, I don't have puts or calls right now. I'm still in cash. I had that VIX call that I cashed out on earlier, which was nice. There's still going to be volatility here. I mean, do you get this, wrapped back up? The VIX, you totally can. I mean, these calls are in June. I might, depending on how far this falls, might kind of reinstitute a new one, right? Mainly because this is not getting rid of the tariffs entirely. This is, again, just putting it off for 90 days. Of course, this is now under the context that this was a whole master plan the entire time. And, but does that ruin his ability to negotiate? I'm not sure. Again, I still want to see what happens with Europe and Japan, because I believe they did not. I know Europe did retaliate. I believe that Japan was basically like, dude, screw this, and a deal wasn't reached. And does Canada and Mexico get the 10%? That will be important to know. And again, you're still at a 10% tariff, right? That is much higher than what has existed. But man, I mean, God, it's almost like you don't know what to listen to him on. I mean, he made a tweet earlier today that now is a great time to buy stocks, right? And am I not sharing my screen? Give me a second, guys, sorry. Trump messages on Truth Social. Yeah, I know. Well, then it made its way over to Twitter, and he's like, now's a great time to buy equities. And I'm nervous with that kind of stuff because that was his whole thing with Trump coin, and that got dumped in a major way, right? And I mean, this is a massive flipping. I don't know. I almost just don't even want to do anything just yet because I still think the volatility exists here. Now, this is insane, of course, and my major concern is, I mean, my first initial reaction, I was out of the office when this happened. I got back in like 10 minutes later. Octavius, thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, I got this shirt for cheap, too. But I saw this, and I was like, you know, I'm going to FOMO here, essentially, right? Like, if I buy right now, I'm going to FOMO. I always lose when I FOMO, right? It's just how I operate. And so, I don't know. We'll see what happens, right? I mean, if things do definitely improve, this will be interesting. How do they improve with China? What does a deal look like with that? Additionally, what do these reduced tariffs mean for reshoring American manufacturing? Because I had been working on, now again, I don't own the equities right now, but I had been working on kind of like a little list, right? To kind of figure out like, all right, if we're gonna build out this manufacturing, what benefits? Is that just kind of gone now? I don't know. Because I thought the point of the tariffs was to bring that back. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Folks, you stay right there. I'll be right back.